was India ever ready for indigenization and in avionics at that point?
The idea was that let's try something that's tough.
The rising power of the graph of Bharat today. Technology, business acumen, marketing, I think a wonderful combination. I think really welcome. I think we in Bharat should be really happy for people like you, with people like you. Millions which have been spent is spent by the Defence Department. It is given to Hawker and Siddeley. It is given to these guys
So
for doing the research.
for
Here,
research is
nobody
also
gives you.
paid. Nobody pays for research.
Nobody pays for research. So like for example, we have a program like that called IDEX, which is for basically innovation for defense. It's called Idea Exchange. Basically, it comes under Defense Innovation Organization, and they have done a decent enough job where, like suppose if there's a 3 crore project that you raise, 50% is borne by Ministry of Defense, 50% has to be borne by you.
Okay.
Now the challenges, where the challenges are coming up here, it's a good program. But the challenge that is coming up again is that when we started off, say we started off with XYZ specification. But today, suppose the specification is changed to X plus 1, Y and Z. I'm not getting my order. Okay, I've got my 50, like say we had put up 3 crore project, I got 1.5 crores from government. Great. Now that remaining 1.5 crores that I've invested, in most companies, in most contexts, it's from investors. Regular PE investors or VC investors or angels, HNIs. They demand, return on investments. Yeah. That becomes that hampers this entire project because of the simple fact that now the end user we have met the specification, but the end user has changed the specification. They are not giving orders. Investors are not willing to further fund the company. The grant is over. What is the other way that this could be worked out? I mean, this is something that I just thought of, previously. So actually, Technology Development Fund, TDF, under the Department of Science and Technology has a very successful program which very few people know of called TIFAC, Technology and Innovation Forecasting Committee. We were a recipient of one among the 18 companies to receive a very low interest loan from them for commercializing our autopilot technology. This is way back in 2015. The advantage with a loan, with a moratorium, is that I get all the money upfront for development. I can focus on development rather than finding investors to get in my 50% contribution. And more significantly, a loan is something you can always repay it and get closed, or it can, the government can do other ways to offset it. Whereas the moment you take a 50% equity from a private equity investor and the end user doesn't commit to buying your material, you're stuck. As a founder, I'm stuck.
So IDEX has to change to perhaps two things. Either remain 50-50, but then give committed orders of a certain value if you deliver to the specification within the timeline.
Correct.
Then the order has to be committed and protected in court of law.
Correct.
The other is give upfront 100% for that R&D and maybe have joint IP or transfer or
joint IP, or have a moratorium of 5 years to repay the loan. See, within 5 years there should be some way that company, even if the defense is not willing to commit to giving the order, within 5 years they would have definitely already found some other avenue of using the technology. So there are programs, but I think those programs need to again be thought of in a little bit of...
Hopefully this conversation helps. Hopefully it will reach the powers to be.